So here we are, 908 County Road 18. Our neighbor across the street has number 911. They are the hydrologists, male and female, married couple, both of them engineers. Triangular lot at the corner of Jig Street. Looking into our field and across the front lawn to the garage and the house. Now I'm walking towards the house. Made a new roof this year. Starting to have problems with leakage. This is the elm tree that marks the entrance. An elm tree that I cut down this year because it was interfering with the power lines above, and I now call it my cactus until it grows a little bit of leaves later on this year. It looks like something that belongs in the desert. Moving in a little bit, we come across our teepee for our little chickens. The laying hens reside in this teepee year-round. They have a heater down below and a light so that they can basically spend the winter. And normally they would supply us from 10 chickens, 10, 12 chickens. We would get anywhere between 8 and 9 eggs a day, many of which we donate to the Salvation Army. And here comes some of the chickens. We're down to 5 as it stands now because a red fox came onto the property last week and devoured a number of our chickens, half a dozen or so, along with a turkey that he dragged down the street. And we've located the corpse there. So we're now having to depend on these 5 to provide us with eggs until such time as these little chickies, who are basically the relief crew, and they'll start laying in October. We move along, we can see some of the lawn mowing equipment in the background over here. The property here is a total of 34 acres, and it is shaped in the form of a pistol, of a gun. It is our belief that this farm will, at some time in the future, be much more famous than it has been in the past, as we believe that this will be the final home of the Valkyries, who will locate their headquarters on this site number of security people that we have nicknamed this property as the Valley of the Valkyrie Queens, in memory of, I guess, the Egyptian Valley of the Kings, where Tutankhamun's remains and treasure were found. It is believed that on this site, the treasure, although not monetary, but scientific knowledge about genetic engineering will be uncovered, and we are in the process of attempting to raise the funds from a modern Lord Carnarvon so that we could proceed to an archaeological excavation of the property. The plan is to spend 5 years searching for a quote-unquote treasure which was buried here in preparations for what in Norse mythology is called Ragnarok. And Ragnarok is their version of the end of the world, and the treasure buried here would be the answers to all of the scientific questions that human beings have struggled with since the Ice Age. The Valkyries are, of course, the women warriors whose task it is to collect the DNA of the dead soldiers on the battlefield and return them to this area so that their DNA can be used to reincarnate, or in our modern language, to clone them again, and they would serve Valhalla as the defensive force here from an area east of the central building called In Her Jar. Shades of Genetic Engineering. What you're looking at here is the annual crew of chicks that come in to become our food source for next winter. They're the meat birds, and their visit is temporary over the summer months, and they will end up in our freezer later on in the year, probably sometime in September. There are 31 of them in this tub in preparation for their move next week to the chicken coop. This is where they are fed as babies. Our little pond out here was added to allow us to manage the water distribution that comes from the underground water flow in the spring from the melting snow and ice. And as you may be able to see, although I can't be certain of that yet, it has a number of goldfish in there. As I walk further up the lane, again with the sun reflecting in my screen, I find it a little difficult to know if I'm pointing at something that I'm looking at, or is it basically focused on the ground.